my name is Zach Thompson, and I would like to apply to Allen Contracting because I'd like to further my pursuit into becoming an engineer. I just graduated from Oklahoma State in Stillwater recently with a civil engineering degree, but now I need to become a licensed engineer. So I'm applying to Allen because I would like to get my license eventually. But first, I have to work under an engineer for 4 years. But after those 4 years, and I become a licensed engineer, I'd like to stay here and stay on the team here actually as a design engineer. So my first 4 years, I'd like to learn as much as I can about the structure that goes into the bridges that your team makes. Um, I've spent a lot of time on job sites doing earthwork and stuff, so I have a big background with the grading and drainage, which y'all do quite frequently. But I'd still like to learn more about that. I'm not an expert by any means. I just know how to make it work. I don't know how to make the engineering models and such. Um, so, so that's the main thing I'm interested in is just learning more about the things I already know and also learning new things. Um, so I'd like to stick around as long as possible, and keep learning. Work under some people that are very knowledgeable. I've been very interested in the work that you guys did at I-235 and I-44, that interchange there. Ever since that new construction has gone in, the traffic there flows much more smoothly, um, and those roads have really lasted a very long time. So I've been impressed by that. A lot of roads start to deteriorate much quicker, especially with heavy traffic like an area like that. So I'd be interested in learning the differences between those two roads, um, what what makes that one better versus another one, and not just the actual road materials, but what kind of design plan went into that. What did the engineers, what role did they play in that? And I'm also interested in just learning about the intricate designs that you guys do for these new ideas, like uh, four the 4 layer um, interchange that you guys are putting in. That's something that's never been done in Oklahoma, and I'd like to learn what thoughts had to go into that. How did you guys design that to make it work? Some of my skills are that, um, well, like I mentioned, I've worked in earthwork for quite a while now. My dad owns an earthwork company. He's actually a civil engineer. He doesn't really practice it anymore, but he spent the first like 15 years of his business career in civil engineering. So I've kind of been around that. Even on earthwork stuff, working for him, he talked to us like a civil engineer. And through that, I got to look at lots of plans by many different engineers, see the different ways that they do that stuff. So I've learned how to read the plans. I know how to operate the heavy machinery, which you guys do some of that as well. So I'm open to that. I enjoy that. My main goal is to pursue the engineering, but if that's something that needed to be done, I definitely would be happy to jump in a dozer or whatever it might be. I very much enjoy that. If it paid like engineering, I would do that the rest of my life because I like it so much. And I've spent the last since my dad owns the earthwork company, I've spent my whole entire life around that equipment, getting to learn how to run it and not just being around it, but being in the machines. When I was too little to drive them myself, just sitting in there with my dad, watching him run them. And then as I got older, now I've spent the last 7, 8 years full-time operator. So I've been able to perfect myself on dozer, motor grader, scraper tractors, rollers, skid steers, loaders, backhoes, track hoes, all sorts of stuff. Anything you can think of, I've probably ran it and put quite a few hours under my belt on that. Um, and doing the earthwork has helped me be able to see just with my bare eyes the way that the drainage works. So a lot of times we don't have set of plans from an engineer, and so we just have to make it work. So you have to be able to think like where the water's going, and through that, I'd be able to help design stuff, be a better engineer because of that. I've also spent some time as a CAD tech, which would definitely help me in my engineering game because they do a lot of CAD work. Even if they don't necessarily do CAD work once they become a licensed engineer, they still have to do a little bit and think about how it's going to go into the drawing before they turn it into the CAD tech. So I've already seen how some of those things work, and now that I've spent time with it, I'm comfortable doing it, and I can do it efficiently if I ever need to create a drawing or design something.